Travis Scott has some of the best albums of the last decade, and it makes you wonder, what do the songs that are just sitting on his hard drive sound like? Well, in this video, we're going to look into some of my favorite unreleased Travis Scott songs and see what we can learn from the production.
Gave myself too many chances, gave myself too many chances, alcohol and all these answers, gave myself too many.
Too Many Chances is one of my favorite Travis songs, full stop. It has a different sound from him and is something I'd like to hear more of. To make something similar, we need some chords played using a detuned Rhodes kind of sound. Take note of the big range of velocities. It really makes the progression come to life. Then we needed to process it with 2 reverbs, compressor, EQ, and flanger. After that, I bounced it to audio and chopped it up to accentuate the high velocity notes. You can hear this in the song, the chords have a stuttered effect to them. Then, like you can hear in the chorus of the song, we had to add a smooth pad underneath. It just gives the depth that the beat needs. You can get this sound as well as a bunch of other synth presets completely for free in my new virtual instrument, Super Synth. I use my Udio Super 6 to make 30 presets including keys, pads, and basses that you can use in your beats. Like I said, it's totally free, so hit the link below to get your copy. And finally, the sample needed some vocals. On Too Many Chances, the vocals have these artifacts in the background that come from the original sample, so I found a vocal from Layers Volume 3, layered in 2 accents, and processed them all together on one mixer track, which has a room reverb, compressor, and EQ on it. It just makes them sound like they were all sampled together. Before we move on to the drums, I wanted to take something else from another classic leaked Travis Scott song.
Cause you always call me up at the wrong time.
This one is a lot more stripped back, so I just added a halftime to the vocals and an acoustic bass underneath it. This would be perfect for a verse section. To start the drums, I combined influences from both songs. Too Many Chances has these acoustic hi-hats, whereas My Ex-Best Friend has some more modern ones, and both have a hard snare, something like this. Then I added an open hat as well as an ambient perk, which can be heard on Too Many Chances. Before finally adding a kick and distorted bass from Super Synth. Both of those leaks are quite a different sound for Travis. However, there are also some unreleased songs that have that more typical Travis Scott sound. Take this for example.
They love you, then they hate you, that's the curse. Yeah.
Straight away, this song gives me Maria I'm Drunk vibes. And to make something similar, I actually started with the bass. By analysing the bass line of the curse, I found that the progression starts with the 2 chord. And in the minor scale, that's a diminished chord. 99% of the time, I wouldn't do this, but it just works to make this specific kind of vibe. I made sure to turn up the wow on the Valve compressor to detune the piano. Next, it needed an ambient bell melody. I started by grabbing this sound from Super Synth and drowning it with reverb, delay, portal, and compression. As you can see, the melody goes down the scale. I made sure to use notes a semitone apart to maintain the dark vibe. If you use other notes, it can start to sound a little bit too happy. Then to finish the melody, I came back up the scale using a different Super Synth sound. Then to finish off the melodies, I took inspiration from one more Travis leak. It still has that dark sound, but uses different instruments to achieve it. I played our chords using a triplet bounce on the guitar. Then I chopped it up and placed those chops throughout the loop. There are also some flute accents in up top, so I found this preset in Super Synth and added in this melody. Now for the drums. First I sped up the tempo and pitched the sample down. Pitching down your samples is always going to give it that darker vibe. Then I added a jumpy hi-hat and open hat combo. After that is a punchy snare like you can hear on the Curse. And finally we have a kick. You can never judge an artist too hard on the songs that get leaked because they were never meant to be heard by the masses. However, as these Travis songs show, some of their best and most creative work could be just sitting there on a hard drive. And for producers, it shows you never know what type of beats an artist is going to want to use, because if I made a beat like Too Many Chances, my first thought would definitely not be to get Travis on it. So keep being creative and push boundaries with your beats.